Hello and welcome to Nova Draws, the show where I do drawings but way later than I should. And guys, we're doing another spooky Pokemon episode. I thought I was gonna have something else before this, but it looks like we're just doing two in a row. Halloween is right around the corner and we have one more page of Halloween-themed Pokemon variants to draw. Sorry for this being delayed a couple of days, and for not posting anything in between like I said I was going to. For the past couple of days, my friends and I have been very hard at work on a project that I have been dying to announce for months now. I'm so excited to let you guys know that we're making a podcast. We decided on the title The Shadow Dispatch. It's a public radio show broadcasting from a world where supernatural forces and creatures such as vampires, werewolves, ghosts, and cryptids are all public knowledge. I know that this is a bit of a shameless plug, but we've been working on this for months and I just cannot believe it's finally happening. I just wanted to share it with all of you as soon as I could. More updates are coming soon, but in the meantime I'll drop a link to our Twitter below so you can keep an eye out. Without any further ado, let's get started with the drawing. Now, I'm not going to be doing a starter line this time around. I'm actually going to be returning to a fan favorite from a couple pages back and finishing up the Goth line. It was either that one or the Nightmare Abra, which was admittedly a very strong contender, but people seem to really like the Goth more. Possibly too much more. Why? Why? I ask you why. But I'm nothing if I'm not a sellout, so I'm going with popular demand here. So we already have the Kirlia designed, so in the interest of saving time, I think I'm just gonna drop her back in here and get to work on the other three designs. Ralts, Gallade, and Gardevoir. So we're starting with Ralts, who's always been one of my absolute favorite Pokemon. Definitely a reason I decided to finish this line, and I think in the interest of making them spooky, I'll be making them look like a child out of a Tim Burton film. So shaggy hair and a bit of a curvy horn. Actually, cards on the table, every Pokemon on this sheet is going to be inspired by Tim Burton characters. So, shaggy black hair, shaggy pants, and stripes on the arms. This Ralts definitely has some cute, creepy kid energy going on. And the Kirlia was already the goth teen to Ralts' emo child, which I think is a really good evolution, come to think of it. So, the logical evolution of that would be the Elegant Vampire Mom? Again, another Morticia Addams character. Did not anticipate that. I didn't plan that, I promise. I do this all at the risk of accidentally making her too sexy. I've seen DeviantArt, you creeps. I swear, I had to look up reference material for this in incognito mode. Okay, I really want to keep the horns that Kirlia had, so I'm going to change up Gardevoir's hair to make it sort of a side cut. And then, of course, dark eyeliner, like any macabre Victorian Burton-esque character. I really want to keep that long, flowy gown that Gardevoir has. But I also want to add more stripes, so instead of it being a poofy gown, it's going to be like a long, flowy dress that shows off some black and white striped legs. Hey, does nobody ever talk about the fact that Gardevoir's dress is straight up made out of skin? That's fucking weird, isn't it? I mean, that also means that this one's made entirely out of skin, and it's flowing in the wind. I hate that. I'm also making her boob horns into a fancy color, so sorry to all you creeps out there. Okay, let's do Gallade, the lesser known but much more hated evolution of Kirlia. I honestly don't hate him that much, but I get the complaints. Truthfully, I just really like the knife arms, which I think are, Yeah, Salem. Truthfully, I just like the knife arms, which I think are perfect for a Burton character. He may not be as elegant, but he's definitely more of an edgy son of a bitch. He has the hair over his eyes, he has the horn, he's got this truly laid-back demeanor, and I'm giving him a tailcoat and some striped legs to fit with the whole theme. And so he can fit with his wife. Then we get to my favorite part, the knife arms and the mascara. God, this is a beautiful man. Maybe now I understand DeviantArt. God, Gardevoir and Gallade, played by Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter in Burton's dark new take on the Pokemon universe coming soon to Kids WB. So I'm inking a couple of these early because I'm still trying to think of what sideline characters to add. While I do that, I'm going to come back in here and say the story, well, their story in the game. My idea is that maybe there's a giant abandoned haunted mansion somewhere in the game that the player gets lost in, and you need to befriend a family of very strange Pokemon in order to get out. There's the mother and the father, Gardevoir and Gallade, who are very protective of their entire family, which consists of their teenage daughter, Curlia, who likes to mess with you at every turn, and their two Ralts children, a brother and a sister, who offer to help you along the way. Apart from that, the rest of the house is incredibly haunted and infested with tons of other ghost-type Pokemon, probably spooky variants. Okay, so it's time to work on the little friends that they have. Yes, Salem, it's time to work on friends. You want to say hi? Salem, that's not for chewing. It's not for chewing. You're a very good boy, Salem. I love you. I just remembered I was going to do a continuation of the even raggier Shuppet line, so I'm going to draw a patch doll Banette, and he's covered in different colored cloth patches, and his button eyes are falling out, and there's sand coming out of his mouth and all of his various tears and holes. Honestly, this Banette isn't too much different than the original one thematically, but it's on par with the White Ghastly and the Haunters, I think. The difference there is just to make it look spooky. It's probably entirely cosmetic. I can't really think of what other typing we'd get this guy. Then, who's going to be playing around the parents? I think maybe a Spinarak that is also a Black Widow would be pretty cool. Yeah, Spinarak's pretty easy to draw. Just hanging off of Gardevoir's sleeve. Oh yeah, also, Mimikyu is just a straight-up sheet ghost. Don't at me. You know what, I think, Mimikyu being a sheet ghost, Mimikyu is one of Curlia's friends. Maybe there's a bunch of Pokemon that Curlia just makes little patch costumes for. Daddy Gallade needs a friend. And since I can't stop myself from doing continuations this time around, I'm going to be doing a sequel to the Black Pidgey design, because I feel like I didn't give that bird enough love, and all birds need love. That being said, I absolutely hate drawing bird Pokemon, because birds are horrible. Yes, Salem, they're hard to draw. These fucking feathers. I'll come back to you later. Ralts needs a friend, and I think I know who that's going to be. It's Mime Jr. But this time it looks like an actual mime. I'm almost positive that design's been done before. I think I've seen like a French variant Mime Jr., but I just really want to draw it. My other idea was Clown, which could also work. Maybe I'll do that in the future. Again, I had mentioned last episode that I had this idea for like a trick-or-treater Pokemon, and that involved a pumpkin Togepi, but another one I had was a Mime Jr. in costume. And that Mime Jr. would not be in French costume. I think that Mime Jr. would be in clown costume. But this one, being macabre and Bertinesque, would be French, black and white. Or pale and white. I don't think I can go, like, black and white. Maybe. I'll try it out. I'll see what happens. And they're watching a little baby pumpkin Bulbasaur. Shh.
The baby's not ripe yet.
Okay, so while I'm inking these guys, I thought I'd come back from the future again and say that I had another idea for the friend Pokemon. And I think it's that all the Pokemon that are in the sidelines of this page can be found in the Haunted House in-game. Helena the Gardevoir likes to collect copious amounts of horribly poisonous spiders. Curlia likes to sew her own toys, so inevitably makes her own ghost Pokemon to play with, as well as costume for her friends. And Mime Jr. just likes to play with the Ralts twins. Maybe he wanders into the garden. Hey, so I'm from the future again because I wasn't too happy with the Pidgeotto after I came up with a better idea for it. It's not just a crow-themed Pidgey line. As it evolves, it gains some features of a plague doctor. At this stage in its life, it only has the mask, but boy, am I excited to try Pidgeot next year. Also, so you know, this Pidgeotto's name is Edgar Allan Crow. Also, I kind of just wanted to throw in a skull-themed Solosis in there just for fun. One more thing before we move on, I'm going to fix this Spinarak and make it look more like a gross, deadly spider instead of its cutesy version. And that's everything finished up for this one. I'm going to get these rendered and I'll be right back. Alright, let's take a look at what we caught today. We have the Tim Burton Gothic Ralts family tree, all of whom seclude themselves in a haunted house and make friends with all manners of spooky Pokemon that fall out of the norm, just like the Addams family would, I suppose. Then there's the French Mime Jr., who's a lovely friend to the Ralts twins, but is completely silent. Curlia's best friends, the patch doll Banette, who protects her at all costs, and the Mimikyu that she sews costumes for all by herself. Then there's the Black Widow Spinarak, a particularly deadly and vicious breed of Spinarak that Helena Gardevoir keeps in hordes. And lastly, the Plague Doctor Pidgeotto, who works with Johnny Gallade to create all new kinds of medicines and potions. Well guys, that's it for this year! We added 3 new pages and a bunch more spooky Pokemon to this imaginary game that I haven't actually made. Unfortunately, that's all the spooky Pokemon we have for 2019, but I have some other Pokemon ideas that I'd like to do throughout the rest of this year, and if you have any other ideas that you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below, or any future drawing ideas. I'm always looking for something new to draw. Links to these drawings will be available in the description, as well as links to all of my social media. I'd like to plug our podcast again, The Shadow Dispatch, launching soon. Follow us on Twitter at Shadow Dispatch for news and updates. All that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, thank you so much for being supportive in this Pokemon series that I've been doing. I know it's kind of a silly thing for a grown adult to do, but Pokemon's always been very important to me, and Halloween's always been very important to me. This is my trick-or-treating for me. Again, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for supporting me, thank you so much for supporting my friends, and above all, have a happy Halloween. Stay safe everybody, and I'll see you guys next time I make something. Peace out.